Good evening. It's November 6, 2024, and welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board. Tonight's meeting, we have a public hearing and then a voting meeting with 5 items. I call this meeting to order, and I ask everyone, please rise, face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If everybody please remain standing. Veterans Day is coming up, and let's all have a moment of silence for all those brave men and women that have served our country. Thank you. If our town clerk, Alice Deli, would please do a roll call attendance.
Councilman Kearns?
Present.
Councilman McDonough? Here. Councilman Lombardi? Here. Supervisor Cazzari?
Here. So first up, we have a public hearing in connection with the Town of Carmel preliminary budget fiscal year 2025, including general town fund, highway funds, as well as all water districts, sewer districts, park districts, fire protection districts, garbage district, and lighting district. Everyone who has interest is going to be allowed to get up and speak for 5 minutes on this subject. So before we open up the public hearing, well, I got to open it first, right? So I got to get a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by McDonough. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the public hearing is open. If there's no objections, I'd like to waive the reading of the public notice and go right to public comment. All right. So first up, Frank?
Are we discussing the water district tonight?
Water district?
Number 2?
Public hearing.
Just wanted to know.
Well, the public, you can discuss the water district.
Okay. So, are we looking to shrink the system or keep it the same? I discussed it with you before, Mike. What'd you say? We're going to shrink it a little bit, save a little money?
Yes, that's what my understanding is, that that the district does not need
That much
capacity
water flow.
of water.
Okay.
Right, so that will reduce the cost in that way.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Well-
how about 388 Route 6? Anything going on with 388 Route 6? Can we discuss that?
Yeah, no, that's not the,
That's for public comment. You can talk at public comment later.
Well, I can't ask a question?
No, so right now, it's just for the public
public
hearing.
hearing about
Hearing on
the,
the,
All right. That's
This is for
it, guys,
budget.
then, I guess.
But later in the meeting, you can talk about whatever you
I'll
want.
come back up, Robert.
thank you. Mr. Cole?
I believe he had public comment.
Oh.
Talk about the master plan.
Okay, sir. Did you want to talk about, Water, sewer?
It was a bunch of things,
So-
so I'll wait till the regular public comment.
all right. So no one else had signed up. Does anyone else like to comment about the budget or the water district, sewer districts?
Actually, can I say one thing about the budget? I just wanted to let you know, Mike, that regarding the budget for historical purposes, I got a thing in the mailbox, but I got it afterwards, so I missed having the meeting with you regarding the budget. I would have loved to have a discussion. Maybe we can fix that for next year and let us know a little bit ahead of time. Other employees too. That's all that I have, so thank you regarding that.
Thank you. So if there's no other comments about the budget,
motion to close the public hearing.
do we get a
Second.
second? And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mike, I just want to make one thing. I just want to let everybody know that the Mahopac Girl Scouts troop of 7th graders is here today, and they're working on finding common ground. It's a badge to find out how people in democratic governments make trade-offs, make decisions in a group, explore civil debate. So I just wanted to notice, let the public know that they are here and welcome.
So will someone make a motion to open up the voting meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by McDonough and Kearns, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. So our first resolution is adopting the Town of Carmel 2024 through 2035 comprehensive plan. Councilman Lombardi, will you read that?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby adopts the amended 2024-2035 Town of Carmel Comprehensive Plan dated November 2024, as prepared by Nelson Pope Verghese in Suffern, New York. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes.
And just for the sake of some of the public who
Perfect.
were here when we had talked about this last time, we had made the suggested change, if it's on page 39. Sorry?
Yeah, 39.
Yep.
Okay. So our second resolution is authorizing entry into an agreement with New York State Department of Transportation for maintenance, repair, and energizing of highway signals. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the entry into an agreement with New York State Department of Transportation for the maintenance, repair, and energizing of certain highway signals and beacons to be located on Route 6 in Mahopac. Said agreement to be in the form and content as attached hereto and made a part hereof, and be it further resolved that the Town Supervisor, Michael Cazzari, is authorized to execute said agreement on behalf of the Town of Carmel. I offer this as read.
Second?
Second by McDonough. Can we have a roll call?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. And the third resolution pretty much says the same thing. It's resolution authorizing entry into an agreement with New York State Department of Transportation for maintenance, repair, and energizing of highway signals. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that?
Yes. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the entry into an agreement with New York State Department of Transportation for the maintenance, repair, and energizing of certain highway signals and beacons within a proposed pedestrian crosswalk to be located on Route 6 in Mahopac. Said agreement to be in form and content as attached hereto and made a part hereof. And be further resolved, the Town Supervisor, Michael Cazzari, is authorized to execute said agreement on behalf of the Town of Carmel. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Second by both. Can we get a roll call?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. So this has got to be 6 years been going on. One of the sheriff's deputies was struck by a car in front of Villa Barone, and this is putting warning lights and a crosswalk with state DOT to increase safety in that area. The fourth resolution is authorizing Chief of Police to proceed with the purchase of police vehicles. Councilman Kearns, could you read that?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Chief of Police Anthony Hoffman to proceed with the purchase of 2 new 2024 Dodge Durango Pursuit SUV units at a cost not to exceed $51,842 per unit from Nielsen Fleet, Morristown, New Jersey, under New York State OGS contract number PC69848. And be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents to purchase said vehicles from the vendor set forth herein in accordance with the bid contract quotation date October 23rd, 2024. And be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget revisions to effect the aforesaid purchase transaction authorized herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Second by McDonough. Can we get a roll call?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. And our final resolution is authorizing the signing of a intermunicipal agreement between the County of Westchester and the Town of Carmel for mobile radio equipment for the Town of Carmel Police Department. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari to sign on behalf of the Town of Carmel the intermunicipal agreement between the County of Westchester and the Town of Carmel for distribution and installation of mobile subscriber radios for Town of Carmel Police Department use and purpose, and that be it further resolved, the said intermunicipal agreement shall be in form as attached hereto and made part hereof, and be it further resolved that a copy of said intermunicipal agreement is to be filed with the Town Clerk, Alice Daly, after signature by the Town Supervisor. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. So, public comment, 5 minutes.
So, I'd like to know what's going on with 388 Route 6, guys. Is this gonna keep on looking like a junkyard? We
I
call that
just-
cleaned up? That's cleaned up? Is anybody allowed to use it now? Is it used for anybody?
Well, we still in litigation, as council just said.
What do you mean, what litigation?
We've been in litigation for quite a while with
That's-
that
that's
piece
why
of
it's been-
property.
That's how it's been getting cleaned
That's
up.
how it's, but that's why it's
By
been
order
getting
of the
cleaned
judge.
up.
So anybody could use it, I'm saying, it's open, like, am I not right? How do you
Yeah,
leave
it's not-
somebody there?
it's
If
not-
he
it's-
could use it, anybody could use it,
Yeah,
no?
that's not my property. I can't really tell you who can use it or not, but,
But we're getting it cleaned up.
yeah, the judge is ordering
Okay.
it cleaned
Yes.
up, yes.
No?
The county court judge,
Okay.
Supreme Court judge, thank you.
And, we were supposed to work on something for the veterans in the park, but, you kind of skipped the beat. You kind of skipped the beat, Rob. The Parks Department kind of skipped the beat. So now we're going to have it, good God, the VFW came along and is going to let us have it at the VFW now, no, on Veterans Day?
Well, I'm not
Meanwhile, it was
sure.
supposed to be on the 9th. I was talking to you about it for about 4.5 months. I was talking to Mike about it for 3.5 months. I mean, really. It's going
Well,
to be
we-
tough to get those guys out there on the Veterans Day. You know that.
Yeah, like I discussed with you earlier, we've just found the Boy Scout to take it on as an Eagle Scout project. He just started it. He's not ready for fundraising at this time.
Right, but you were handling it with them. He was handling for the town for permits, and everything got shoved by the wayside. How come?
It's not thrown to the wayside. We're still moving forward.
4.5 months it took to you to get a permit for the town and you to get stuff together?
Frank, it's not something that is resolved overnight. We're working on it. We have an Eagle Scout. Who's
Aren't you a
taking it.
veteran?
Yeah, I am a veteran.
Okay.
And, you know, I
And I'm going to
I
say,
take-
you
I
guys
take
deserve
pride-
everything you should get.
100%. We're working on it, and we found an Eagle Scout who is going to run the project. We're figuring everything out logistically, and we are going to move forward with the project. It's not something that can happen overnight. We are doing it. We're
Well,
working on
If
it.
we work a little harder, Mike was supposed to have permits, the Parks Department was supposed to help.
We could do
No,
a
it
permit
doesn't
if
work.
there's,
It-
if
it
there's
doesn't
something
work.
going on.
Hold on. It doesn't work, hold on. It doesn't work like that.
Go ahead, tell us how
I'm
it
going to
works.
tell you, if an Eagle Scout is going to do it, if a scout is going to do it as his Eagle Scout project, he has to facilitate.
It wasn't like that in the beginning, but go ahead,
That's
Frank.
the way, but that's the way it is
But that's
now,
the way
from
it's
my
happening
understanding
now. Yes.
So after
it's
5
an-
months, we came up
Listen,
with,
whatever, I don't know what happened for
5
5
months, we
My-
came up with an
listen,
Eagle Scout about 2-3 weeks ago.
Correct.
And that's what's going to go on now.
So
it
correct.
took
So
that
the
long.
I don't know all about.
Well,
the-
then you shouldn't speak then, Frank, if you
Excuse
don't
me.
know.
I know, I
If
know.
you don't know, you should
No,
not
no,
speak
no.
then.
I'm telling you the procedure.
Well,
Don't tell me I
The
don't know. I
procedure-
know
well, this was
everything
5
that's
months
going
ago,
on.
though.
What
This has been going
happened
on for
5
5
months?
months.
That has, I wasn't involved in with the discussions
He
for
was.
5 months. What I'm saying to you is, it was decided that it's going to be an Eagle Scout project.
Now.
Correct.
Okay.
So the Eagle
Just
Scout.
make sure you say that, now,
I just said,
within 2 or
I
3
just
weeks.
said that.
At the end of the day,
It's
the
not
goal
at 2
is
or 3
to get a monument for veterans, right? We all have the same goal here.
Right.
We are all working hard to get that accomplished. So we have an Eagle Scout who is going to handle the project.
Okay.
He is, like Frank was trying to explain, he will facilitate the project. He will come to the town, he will present his project to Nina and the rest of us. We will then either approve or deny the project, and we will move forward, and we will fundraise for that project.
Okay.
But at this stage of the project, we are nowhere ready to start fundraising.
Well, listen, all we had to do is get something together and open up a bank account either with the parks or with somebody,
Frank.
but nobody wanted to
Doesn't
take
work that way.
charge of this.
We are
Well,
taking.
you're
we-
taking charge of, what do you mean, nobody wanted?
Oh, no. Mr. Kearns over here said he was going to handle it.
is your
Exactly, and
idea.
I
Give
facilitated
me
with
the
the
permit,
Eagle
give me
Scout
the
for Eagle
park.
Scout
I could
project.
And I got a designer ready. If
I
that's
could
what
get
you need.
I could get a permit in a second.
You hearing this?
You
A
need
second.
to- Yeah, you need to get
You don't.
your group together that's
don't-
going to do this.
It's
So-
going to be
You
real
don't
tough
even need
All right,
a permit.
to get them out there
Yeah.
on Veterans Day now, so you know.
But like we had discussed at the meeting at the VFW, they are invited to the ceremony at the VFW on Veterans Day.
Listen, if I could get somebody out there, we'd get them out there on Veterans Day. It's tough. They're having a party already up at their places. You understand? We were trying to get it's okay.
It was a
I see
wonderful
where you're coming
idea, and
It's okay.
It's transitioned into this other thing.
It's okay.
And that's what
Okay.
it is. But thank you for bringing that
Don't
up.
thank me.
Yeah.
Part of
Just,
the- part
just
of the
don't forget
email-
about them.
No
You
one's
are
forgetting.
one.
Nobody's forgetting.
No one's
about
forgetting
anybody.
about
He
him.
forgets about it because he's like a take charge guy, and I guess he didn't take charge enough, I guess. I don't know. Have a good day.
Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. Have a great night.
Thank you, Frank. Mr. Cole, you want to go first?
Okay, I spoke before, maybe about a month ago, and it was on the comprehensive plan, and I felt that the people in the hamlet of Carmel really did not participate that much in it. And I was really unsatisfied with my answers that night, and I still don't believe that enough people in the hamlet of Carmel were involved with the comprehensive plan. I know it was started with the last administration, with Ken, and Susie was probably deeply involved with it, but I still believe, and to this day, I know you've all made up your mind, and you're probably going to vote for it, accepting it, but as far as I'm concerned, I've lived up in the hamlet of Carmel all my life, and I don't approve of it. You know, I can't pick out any one item there, but overall, I don't think it was put out to the people. You guys up there are supposed to be for the people, not for yourselves. So just try to do a little bit better job and getting your information out to the public. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and Mr. Cole, I just want to let everybody know that with the plans, we had a Carmel advisory group, and there was some people from the hamlet of Carmel that was on the advisory group, Angela Briante, Nicholas Fannin, and Michael Hengel. I don't know if Richard Franzetti, I think Richard Franzetti may be up there, but I just want to let you know that there was some people up there that was actually on the committee itself, on the advisory group. But I understand, I heard what you said last time about that.
That's what she just said.
Well,
He can't hear well, so you might want to
Well,
speak louder for him. That would be great.
definitely,
Yeah, so
Nick lives up
yeah,
there
it
and
was
so does Angela.
Angela Briante, I believe Mike
and
Hengel
Hengel is a
does,
fire commissioner in the
and
district.
Nicholas Fannin, those three, because we wanted to make sure that we had representation from everyone. It's
You mean
three.
Nick and Angela,
Yeah.
and a fire commissioner. Or, yeah.
But that's besides.
She doesn't live in Lake Carmel. She doesn't live in Lake Carmel. She doesn't live in Lake Carmel.
Okay,
So do I.
we're not gonna,
She's a town of Carmel resident.
all right.
Hillendale
We
is
can
in
move-
Carmel.
We can move on.
It's in
We don't
Carmel.
need to discuss where someone lives.
Say your name, please.
Thank you. I don't know how this is going to come out, but you guys know me. I'm not going to even say my name at this point. The recent
No,
demo.
it's for the people.
All right. I'm Alicia, the town historian. The recent demolition. Hold on. The recent demolition of Mahopac Farm stands as a loud, unsettling reminder of the fragility of our heritage. Once a thriving site, rich with memories and importance, the farm now lays in ruins, a testament to the consequences of neglecting our historical treasures. The destruction of Mahopac Farm not only robbed the community of its collective memory, but also highlighted a glaring failure in the town's commitment to preserving its history. With the loss of such sites comes with the erasure of stories, cultures, and in more profound terms, the ecological implications that ripple through the local ecosystem, affecting both the animal life that once roamed these lands and the humans who cherished them. There are significant questions about the values that guide our treatment of historic sites. How can we allow the bulldozers to trample over the dreams and memories held within these walls of Mahopac Farm? And that goes for any building in general. And crucially, why is there a pattern of neglect towards buildings and artifacts that define the essence of who we are as a community? It is in this reflection that we embrace a fundamental truth. Preservation, not desecration, should guide our actions as stewards of shared history. Each site holds not just bricks and mortar, but memories and experiences generations of stonemasons original to this land that work their butts off every single day to build stone buildings. I have some family members that come to mind that I will not name regarding that are stonemasons. Mahopac Farm, for instance, was more than a mere location. It was a repository of stories, breathing life into the past while shaping the future. The disregard for the Historical Society building, also known as the Old Town Hall, holds rich artifacts, and it holds further underscores this issue. When town people, up above, are disconnected from their history, they become adrift, and the foundations of their community weaken. The decision to let such sites crumble is a choice to disengage with the very essence that binds the community together. Moreover, the consequences of such neglect extend beyond human history. The destruction of Mahopac Farm has had ecological ramifications that are equally troubling. For many animals, instincts, including the owls that lived in the barns and the stray cats that had called the farm home, the bulldozer's roar signaled the end of safe harbors and nesting sites of their home. The loss of their home signifies an environmental imbalance, a crime against nature that reflects a broader disregard for all forms that coexist alongside us. The links between humanity and nature are intricate and precious. When one part is obliterated, the consequences echo painfully throughout the whole world. This destruction calls into question our accountability to the residents of our planet. Shouldn't we preserve the habitat of owls, cats, as fiercely as we defend any type of development or building in general? They go together, hand in hand. For many, history is more than an abstract concept. It is a tapestry of emotions woven from happy memories, struggles, triumphs, resilience, lessons learned. The artifacts within the Historical Society building are not a mere objects that can be stacked and stored wherever and treated however. They are pieces of community's identity, each narrating in its own chapter of our own shared history. My great-grandfather, Grant Barrico, founded the Historical Society in the 1970s, and it was organized in the 1950s. He had an agreement with the town, and that agreement still stands today and is not being followed by another party, by the other party. When institutions fail to protect these resources, they send a clear message that the stories untold are unworthy of preservation, and thus the human experience loses its richness and depth. When citizens invest their time and resources, volunteer, their preservation serves as a reaffirmation of their identity, a statement that history, all history, matters. Yet, preserving history goes hand in hand with the commitment to environmental stewardship. When we protect historic sites, we also safeguard local ecosystems and wildlife that inhabit them. Hold on, I'm almost done. In conclusion, the destruction of Mahopac Farm and the continued neglect of the town of Carmel Historical Society building serves a crucial reminder that history cannot be taken for granted. Every fragment of stone, every relic and artifact signifies a connection to our past, and their loss is irretrievable strike against our identity. My family builds up the Historical Society. Lillian Emberhart, Greg Amato, and the late Betty Lightbear, my cousin, helped with not only the Kent history, but also the Carmel, Mahopac, and Mahopac Falls. I need you guys to do your jobs. The building here, the mold would have never been done for the cops if I didn't say something about our building and then you decided to check this building. So we really need to get your head on straight and figure out how you're going to fix this building. It is your responsibility alone, and we would like to work together with you, but a lot of us, including the trustees, are fed up at this point. We need to figure out a solution, get our heads together, and move forward. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lauren from Mahopac. I just wanted to kind of just comment a little bit. I'm thrilled to see, thank you so much for your unanimous vote to pass the comprehensive plan this evening. It's another step in the right direction. It clearly states the vision of the town of Carmel and of the residents and makes it quite clear that we do not see best facilities as part of the future of the town of Carmel. Unfortunately, it's not enough. While the comprehensive plan and the newly passed BEST law are promising, the job is not done. The zoning code is what truly protects us against this facility in this location. According to the current zoning code, this location is a commercial business park, and the building inspector has already determined that a BEST facility is an acceptable use in that zone. That, coupled with the results of last night's local election, leave us in a very precarious situation. We all know that Electrify New York is still on the docket, and with a Senate representative who wants to take the power out of your hands, we must act to change the zoning, and we must act right now. While we understand that there may be changes needed to the proposed code, that code can be amended at any time. In fact, our current code has been amended when needed. We are going on 6 years of looking at the code, and we've dragged our feet long enough. The town must schedule a public hearing on the zoning code with a vote immediately. We cannot wait. If the new congressional session opens, we know we will be subject to losing all the progress we have made. We can't let that happen. We have come too far, and we can't stop now. The hard work and progress can't be for naught. Please consider scheduling a public hearing. Let's pass the code and then work to make it perfection. If perfection hasn't happened in 6 years, it certainly won't happen in the next few months. We need to pass the code and amend it later. And to your point, where'd she go? Alicia, let's not make the same mistake and let another piece of land go into a project that has no place in the town of Carmel.
Hi, Cindy Cole, Carmel. I'm going to read to you a note from Timmy Farina tonight. A note from Timmy Farina, lifelong Mahopac resident, architect, and historian at Yale University. The destruction of the Mahopac farm is a catastrophic loss to our community, the enormity of which cannot be understated. There are 2 points which I would like to impress that what we must learn from this tragedy. The first point is about value. Buildings are not just valuable in an aesthetic or arbitrary way, but they hold real physical value in their means of construction. In the case of the barns of Mahopac Farm, which were built with old-growth timber and enormous fieldstones collected on site, they not only held immense historical value, but ecological, cultural, and economic value as well. Many in our community, indeed in our country, look at old buildings as an expense, something which is more difficult to preserve and therefore easier to demolish rather than as a value to maintain. Yet what has been proven time and time again in communities that prioritize preservation is that the long-term benefits far outweigh the short economic boosts. Let us not forget that the White House itself was almost destroyed for the sake of progress. We need to ask, what are our values as a community, and letting this site go to the wrecking ball? We have sent a clear message that the only thing we value is money, not our people, our landscape, or our history. The second point is about what we must do in light of this tragedy. Rather than continuing to place blame, it is critical now to get serious about preserving what other cultural landmarks we have left. And I'll send you, is my time up?
No.
Okay. We need to initiate a historical preservation commission, designate landmarks, work with homeowners to protect the stone walls and shelters which are unique to our town, and prevent what little we have left from meeting a similar fate. Places such as Belden House, Agar Farm, as well as a couple of churches and cemeteries are all that we have left. If you have ever looked at a history book of Carmel, Mahopac, or Putnam County at large, you will see beautiful photographs of a bucolic landscape, impressive and beautiful buildings, and community spaces, hotels and churches, 99% of which are gone. Rather than trying to stir up a romantic fantasy of the past, I bring this up to say that we have already lost so much, and our town could have looked so different, more beautiful, if more of this past had been preserved. It is important for posterity to save what still remains of this past, lest we sever our ties with our history completely and lose our identity as a community. If we need evidence of how this neglect of preservation erodes our community, let's return for a moment to the striking example of the Mahopac farm, which was once a natural landscape, was first transformed to house farm animals, then later adapted for human habitation as a theater and museum. In both instances, the occupants of the site were living beings. But now, as self-storage, the farm, which was once the gateway to our community, will instead house lifeless objects who aren't even wanted in their respective homes. These things suspended from the reality in a climate-controlled limbo, confined to individual cells like a prison, are the new tenants of what was formerly a place for people, a space of community gathering for real lived experience. Is this the future that we really want or imagine ourselves for our community and for our future generations? And this is from Timmy Farina.
Thank you. Now, I don't want to cause a stir, but that's private property. So when I came into office, when I came into office 3 years ago, I spoke about turning that farmland into something like they're doing at Tilly Foster, an educational farm that had a restaurant and some small shops. I went to the owners of the property, then owners. They did not want to hear that. They wanted $30-something million, did not want to wait for us to find grant money. I went to the state. I tried to get grant money. I pushed this idea of saving that, making it something beautiful that would preserve our history of farming, agriculture, to have something that people could shop at, bring in commerce. I worked on all that. Worked with Senator Harcum and tried to get money for that. I couldn't get money, and the owners chose, as is their right because they are Americans and own property, to sell it to someone else to make money. Can't stop it. We don't have $30+ million sitting around unless we want to raise everybody's taxes. And you see how it was with the water up in Carmel. We can't afford it. You can't afford it. I can't afford it to increase it. It's sorry. It's a very sorry state that we're losing things, but we cannot afford to do that. And if the state would step in with their money, maybe they could, but the state decided to spend the money on other things that aren't important to any of us, but that's the way it is. But I digress. Yes, go ahead.
Paul Harold, Somers, New York. I don't know, this is more of an awareness thing. Recently in Fredericktown, Missouri, I'm mentioning this because we would like to get this thing done as much as you probably want to get it done as far as the change of everything, zoning, all that. But anyway, Fredericktown, there was a warehouse that makes lithium batteries, and it had exploded. If you go on our website, I don't know if any of you, I'm sure you have, the Mahopac, Somers, Stop the Lithium Battery. There's multiple videos put up. I tell you what, you should see it. This flame ball of fire goes 500 feet in the air, and it's amazing. They turned around right now. They're removing people up to 2 miles away. Lakes, streams, all this have fish that are floating from the chemicals on the surface of the water. Yeah. Fish go up, eat, boom, boom. I mean, it's amazing. I'm glad what we got so far, but we just want to finish this up to.
We're going to finish it this year.
But yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. It's amazing, and it's basically the same size as what was going to be put in. It was a little bit larger, what they wanted to put in on Miller Road. I mean, it's amazing, the size and the fires and explosions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know you don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be quick too.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. My name is Roland Ciafrone. I'm up on Lounsbury Drive. And to double bank on what they already said, I can only urge you, it is of the most, as important to us as anything, to continue this process, get all your paperwork, get everything signed, get it done. If we need to go into another moratorium, that's what we need to do.
No, we passed the law, it's done.
Okay, so,
It's
all
done.
right, okay,
They
my
can't, they
mistake.
cannot build one anywhere in the town. Nowhere.
There's no way
No way.
anything can
They
be done on
cannot
that
build
property
one.
right now?
They cannot build a battery farm.
No.
No, it's a law.
The first step we took was the moratorium.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And then a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks,
Right,
2
but we
weeks ago?
passed a law.
I don't remember. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It's in town code
We
now.
We passed the standalone
you weren't here.
law prohibiting the building of best facilities within the limits of the town of Carmel.
Okay, so then I have to follow that. I remember when that happened.
It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You were here.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
But now the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed,
The
that
law
is, that
has
cannot
been-
go in?
We
Can't go in.
passed the law. That's it. We
Okay.
passed the law.
Right, in
Okay,
that,
It's in our zoning.
right, in that language of this single one.
Right.
That language of the single one will be implemented, I believe has already been implemented into the zoning. So we're planning on voting on the zoning in December, the middle of December. And that, the language that they already voted
Will
on.
carry into the-
Will carry into the zoning
Right.
packet.
It's already
Yeah.
done. So I
Okay.
think I mentioned that when we passed it, so
Yeah.
we decided, instead of waiting for the full master plan to be done,
Right.
we took a piece of it, just that particular proposed law, for the best facilities and for the
Solar.
for the
Solar.
solar. We passed it, that they cannot build it within the town of Carmel.
Okay, so that's where I got
That's it.
confused. The
So at the
master
end of
plan,
that-
which has not
so-
been passed yet.
Correct.
But it had,
No, but that-
you segmented the master plan, what
We
you want.
segmented that portion.
Yeah.
So that's already law.
Okay, all right.
In the
Right, so what we're
zoning.
gonna take now is gonna take, so just, and we're gonna add it, not that we needed to, but we're gonna add that particular proposed, that law now, and just put it into the master plan.
Okay. So when we go beyond our processes over here, which we've already taken, this still has to go to the planning board?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Done.
Finito,
We're
morta?
Done.
Done?
We-
So when are we
It's
gonna have the
already-
block party?
Let's do it. When
Yeah,
you
it's-
invite me
it's-
When
over.
it gets warm again.
When
All
are we gonna have the party?
right.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
right.
It's in the zoning.
So I just want to clarify, because I just want to make sure I understand it correctly. That stands as long as home rule stands.
No-
That stands as long as home rule stands. If we get this state senator that was just reelected into office and he takes the power out of
But
your
the federal,
hands.
but the federal government, come January,
Yeah.
the
Right.
person who'll be running the government.
Right.
Is going to say, no more, stop with the electric cars, stop with the
Well, I hope-
nonsense,
I
you're
hope
killing
you're
the
right.
economy. So he's doing that. So
Right.
all the nonsense in the state, the Fed's above it, so it's done.
But,
Okay.
but to answer her question, technically the state could supersede
Yes.
it.
But the feds will
So
supersede
technically,
him.
they could, as long as that piece of property stands as
Again.
commercial business park, which is why the zoning code is so essential to this
Right,
fight.
that's the
zoning
part
code
of
is
this.
essential to the fight.
Yeah, Lauren, that part has not been updated, because it hasn't been voted on.
Right, that's
So-
what I mean.
Right,
Right,
so.
so that's what we
in
want
the
next.
zoning part.
Like,
with the
next week.
change in, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it
Your
should,
time is up.
Next week. Next week. I'm gonna have to bring all my friends back.
yeah.
Bring them.
Bring them.
I missed them. Marie?
I'm gonna give you this first.
We're gonna be voting on it, sir. Before the end of the year, we will be passing the master plan.
Oh,
with
thank
the
you. Your
zoning.
bill?
My bill. And I'll give you what I'm gonna read.
Oh, boy. Here.
It's not exactly the way I wanted it, the way I wanted it.
Here, help you.
Take a look at that, because everybody's having a laugh at it. Now.
It's her water bill.
Okay, my glasses. All right, Mike, listen, I'm going to read from here, and then there's another statement I want to say. Okay. I moved here in '86. I had well water. Approximately 20-something years ago, the wells got contaminated from the gas station on Route 6. We were never paid by the oil company for contaminating our wells. What we were given was private water. This was forced on us as an added expense that we did not ask for. Brief history. The problem started with Forest Park having meter issues, water leaks, which I did not know. Also, that Forest Park was being taken over by Suez in October 2017. That is their problem, that there was a problem with the meters. Suez continued, instead of fixing the problem, the end of 2017 when they took over, 2018 and 2019 COVID hit. Forest Park did not fix the problem, Suez did not fix the problem, and along came COVID and then Viola. Suez was in the process of a hostile takeover by Viola. Viola took over in January of 22. COVID ended, I believe, around May 11, 23. I could be wrong. September 4, 2021, I had fallen, shattered my left arm, which has a lot of hardware, 2 surgeries, Hudson Valley, and the other one land gone. I am physically disabled. Up until the problem started with Forest Park, my water bill averaged $100 a month, sometimes less, sometimes more, during the time of COVID. And after, I wasn't letting anyone in the house. I don't know if anybody had COVID or where they had been or whose other homes they were in. I have additional questions. I'm told that I cannot use my well. Why? The word about contamination. Health Department statement that you could use your well water for lawn, swimming pool, outside water, but you cannot use it for your house. Why? This makes no sense. If they're worried about contamination, why would you be allowed to use it for your lawn, swimming pools, and including most of my neighbors still has their wells? Who is Viola? I know I never agreed to them to be my water company. I was never asked or to do business with them, but there is a lot more questions. One called blackmail. That's what I need to get to. Here comes the blackmail. In September of 2024, Viola shut the water off in my home, supposedly for a $15,000 bill that I do not owe, and threatened that I had to come up with $15,000 to turn it back on. Viola then made about a face and said, I did not have to pay, don't worry, just let them in to change the meter, which the meters should start out at 0. They would turn the water back on. I let them in to change the meter, which is fine. I again asked about the $15,000. She told me, don't worry about the $15,000. I figured I'd get a bill in a month or quarterly, however the billing cycle is. That is not what they did. They did not give me an actual reading, but they added an estimated $29,899.93 for a grand total of $45,000. Why? They are now threatening to shut the water off again unless I pay $45,000 or go into an agreement that I owe them $45,000. I don't owe them $45,000 in every bill that I have that was ever sent. From Forest Park to the end to Suez, Viola is estimated. I don't have one actual bill. I got most of my old bills, put them together, put them in a chronological order, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, and 24, for a total of 84 months. Maybe the bill would be $8,400, but not $15,000. The old bills show my water was between $180 every 3 months to $200. The average monthly bill was approximately $70 to $100. I have a friend who's in my home now who has just had open heart surgery about 2 weeks ago. The health department said, nothing we can do. Well, what do we need a health department for? Oh, we're only here to test to make sure your water is fine. So they told me I couldn't hook up my well. Well, I need water. My water is still on, okay? It is still on, but I don't know when they're gonna shut it off. And their service sending me a text I don't take text. It's not even my phone. It's my kid's phone. I have it because I watch the babies.
So did the Public Service Commission get back to you after we contacted them twice?
You know, well, that's the next stop, along with the lawyer on Friday. I mean, the thing is, I didn't ask for this company. How this company got to Mahopac?
This is way before,
These
Yeah,
are private water companies that service parts of the
Right.
Oh,
town's
you
water.
can't talk to this water company? I mean,
No, what
40
I'm saying is, it's not, this is not town water, right? This
No,
is-
No, it's not.
I know,
private company.
I know, it's a private company.
That's why we gave
And they
her
sold from
Public
one to
Service
the other
Commission.
to the other.
Well, Forest Park had a lot of problems.
Right, so that's why the public, we really have no jurisdiction or anything to do about it.
No, but they had to come in, they had to get somehow permission to come into this town.
What do you mean?
it's a Public Service
How did they
Commission, that's
get
why I
here?
sent you to them.
It's just like NYSEG, they don't come to us
Yeah.
for permission to come in here. It's the Public Service Commission that governs what they do, not, and the Health Department.
Well, Health Department
Putnam County
won't do
Health
anything.
Department with
I
regard
went
to the
down that
water.
road with them.
So,
It's not
I
for
wish,
them.
I mean.
It's a Public
Have you,
Service
have you
Commission.
contacted Congressman Lawler's office?
Congressman who?
Lawler's
No,
office?
not yet.
I would advise you reaching out to them. They might be able to help you better than we
I
can.
actually was on, Gina was trying to help me.
I
but
think
now
that-
she lost.
Well, I
they're not
think
gonna talk
you're
to her.
you're better off reaching out to Congressman Lawler's office. He has a full staff that will be able to assist you with this situation. Like Frank said, they're a privately owned company, and I think Mike had also mentioned that you guys have reached out to the Public Service Commission several times. Congressman Lawler's office might be able to assist you in getting an expedited response. So I think that's probably what your best bet is.
I will, but somehow, some way, I mean, somebody has to see what happens and Stephen Katz, at the time, when he was the assemblyman, when you're filing a complaint with the Public Service Commission, it's on the bottom of the barrel.
That's why you need to
It needs to
contact
get to the
Congressman
top.
Lawler's office. He'll be able to help
We
you.
called and the Health Department called.
What? Oh, wait, when
Putnam
did the-
County Health Department called and emailed, and so did the
They
Supervisor's
won't do
office.
it. They're keeping the, so my question, and I didn't read the last paragraph, this BES, they're interested, the health department is interested in the water, well, where are they?
That's a county issue. The county doesn't work for us, neither does Suez or Viola or Forest Park.
But I do understand that if complaints are made, they have to follow.
And I complained twice for you and sent your information to them. Like, how much more can this office do
I don't
against them?
know.
But I think what Councilman Kearns is saying is the congressman gets results, and also Matt Slater, so I can email your information that you gave me to them tomorrow,
Would
okay?
you please, because,
Yeah.
you know what, there's not, I don't know when they're gonna go by. They sent the text, 2 texts, I think I showed to Kevin. They just sent one the other day. Are they giving me 5 more days? Because I'll tell you something, I'm gonna turn the well back on. And you wanna arrest me? Arrest me.
I'm not
Believe
arresting
me, I have no problem, I need water.
Yeah.
I need water to it feeds my boiler with the heat. Drinking anything, oh no, don't, I spend more money outside on water than anything.
Yes.
So,
I'm sorry this is going on, but I'll email them your information tomorrow.
yeah, I mean, but like I said, I told Kevin about it, but I mean, this is 45,000 in 1 month? I wasn't even here. I was 8 days in the hospital in Orlando. And there was nobody home.
But what Councilman Lombardi was saying about legal action, this is a civil matter for you and them. It's not for us, okay? I'm sorry, but
No,
I'll
you know
email
what?
them tomorrow. Thank
want
you.
help. I want
Okay.
help. The phone
So
calls, whatever.
Congressman,
Somebody
wait,
has to look it.
so Congressman Lawler has a satellite office here in the back. It's right there. So you can come tomorrow and speak to somebody from his office, a caseworker from his office. They should be able to help you get through to the Public Service Commission.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to tell you what to do.
Crazy bill. That's 1 month, $25,000. I mean, that's insane.
Thank you.
Really sad.
Thank you.
I just have one more thing regarding something else. just one more thing regarding something else. I was just curious, what is the policy regarding town roads? I couldn't get out of my road because the electric company or the water company, I don't know which, because we have both working on Fair Street at the same time, which should have been done this summer, but that's besides the point. I was wondering, what's the policy, because aren't they not allowed to block off a town road? I couldn't get out of my road for over 30 minutes, and I was late to work, and I had no notice. That was like day one of the project.
That's a county road.
Not Fair Street, I'm talking about a private, like, community, and not a private community,
Well,
but
Kelly
it's...
Ridge, but-
Yeah,
but
like, they blocked it off with their machines and were digging holes, and we didn't even really get that notice, and then the signs went up after the fact, so I was just curious at what's the policy? Are they allowed to block a town road for a certain amount of time, or not?
But the town road goes out onto a county road.
Right, but they were on town property at the time, they weren't on the county road
I would call the county's office tomorrow and ask, and the facilities department, ask them what their policies are, and,
Public Works.
yeah.
Okay,
Department
there's
of
no
Public Works,
town
yeah.
policy regarding roads. of
Say that
any-
again?
There's no town policy regarding town roads being blocked off for a certain amount of time. Like, is there a policy for that?
There's a policy for closing the road?
Yeah, like regarding like the town roads, like, are
Well,
they
it's the
allowed to
county-
be blocked off?
A notification will go out, which I think our highway superintendent does a fantastic job of alerting the public of road closures. So if a town road was to be shut down, a notification would be sent out of a road closure. And if it's an emergency, obviously, I think it's case by case.
But it was also, I think, a private company doing it, and when I asked them, they said, oh, well, it is what it is.
That's why I told you need to call the county. They'll be
It's
able
the
to help
county.
you.
And they were also parked over 35 heavy-duty 18-wheeler trucks on our road, and now our road is sinking as well. And that was for over a month and a half. They do that every single day, and sometimes I couldn't even get down my road. One of them almost hit my mother and almost had a car accident. So I think they need to be held liable. Thank you.
Thank you. So can I get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
And for personnel and budget, and to bring in
Councilman-elect.
Councilman-elect Michael Lugo. Congratulations. All in favor?
moved. Aye.
Good luck. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you.